because of science. I got us live, Brandon.
I'm so proud of you. You're my hero.
I should be. I am Brad Chester, and the show do some magic spirit fingers.
Ooh, you can see my nails.
And this is Brandon's new nail stream entitled Nails and You. So we're I don't even know where to go from there. All right, everybody, and I'm out. So dude, there's so much to talk about today. I've got Marines up, I've got the new Tyranids up, and we're gonna literally share screen and walk through them together. I'm sure everybody's taking a sneak peek. Brad, bare minimum Chester.
He's not wrong.
I mean, you guys literally do put me in charge of tech stuff. I don't know why. It's a running joke that I have no idea how to do anything and that I don't know that the internet exists. And then you guys are like, all right, so Brad's in charge of tech? You're like, what? Why? So, bare minimum gaming. I like that a lot. Also, that means that I could also go bottomless, and I like that a lot too. These are all good suggestions.
I mean, no one's going to know when it's under the table.
No one said DOG was smart with just like 40K. You're not wrong.
We're friendly. That's the other important part.
We're also looking to update like multiple things like in the next few weeks here because we're like, hey, this doesn't make any sense. We should change this. And everybody goes, yay, 100% right. And they're like, is anybody going to change that? Well, what?
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Huzzah! All right, let me psych up. You ready to talk about Marines first? We're talking Marines, then we're talking Tyranids. Don't anybody jump the gun because I've got all of them up. And you guys know that I have no ability to stay on track.
All right, I'm ready. But before we begin, do you think it's a mistake for GW to be releasing this stuff so early?
No. The whole thing is like, I've been through a billion different releases in a bunch of games and card games and shit like that. You do a drip feed. But the thing is that what you should do is give more of this faction stuff. That's really nice. What you don't do is give half of a rule. You know what I mean? That's what fucks up because then everybody gets pissed because they start to extrapolate what the rule will actually be or how the rules will interact. You know what I mean? They could just put the basic rules. Like the shit that they're demoing right now, they should just put up online. You know what I mean? And throw that down.
It'd be cool because if we had those rules, I would set up a stream and I would be playing these rules. Like I would have Eloise come on stream and we could play a game, Sisters versus Space Marines.
Yeah, I mean they could do small stuff. And the thing is KR's got it. He goes, if they do every faction, it will take a month. Perfect. You know what I mean? We do like a faction a day or a faction every 2 days or whatever. And they just keep putting that stuff out and putting different things out, do like a character spotlight. And they could then they could start to drip feed some of the things from the 2 new codices that we're going to get. So like, I would rather see complete rules, the basics of the rules completely out so that we just know the mechanics and then we can actually practice the mechanics and be using those mechanics, be ready for 10th because they know that we're going to have insta tournaments after that. They're pushing for people to do that in the first place. So like, I really feel bad for these tournaments like Salt City, like, ATC, WTC, that are literally going to try to run 10th in big formats, like right away, and just hope for the best, That's true. See, Zoobs is already talking about stuff. We do have till the 24th. It's just that if you put up a rule and you don't put up the context of that rule or at least more framework for it, everybody's going to lose their shit. Like doing these faction focus is fantastic. We look at it, we're like, oh, that's going to be cool. And we'll talk about it. It gets things excited. Making people argue about how mechanic will work is not exciting. It's just arguments. Exactly.
I mean, even today in some of the chat groups where one, you have people who are just dropping off the chats because they're just tired of being messaged. Apparently they didn't learn how to silence the chat that never ends. But two, we've had a lot of interesting discussion about, well, is this actually good? And I mean, in a vacuum, you don't know because of point values. Like if Gilliman costs 700 points, no one's taking Gilliman. It's just never going to happen. So, but we're having a discussion. You're building hype around the hobby. which is pretty interesting.
Speaking of that, since this is a brand and hobby thing, what are you putting together, homie?
So I'm continuing my project from last week since I decided after the stream last week to get sick and just not do anything for 5 days. So I'm working on a squad of 10 intercessors, and they
Jesus.
will be Legion of the Damnified. So I have some skull backpacks. Right now, I'm working on cleaning up their guns, and the goal is to have something like this where they have skulls on the barrels, and then I'll have skull adornments and green stuff flames. I'm hoping to get them to the green stuff flame phase today. Get
Green
them done.
stuff flame phase.
Yes. Say that 3 times fast, Brad.
No. Zoobs, as far as that, yes. That's what I'm saying about. Zoob's like literally like talking about overwatching because it doesn't say you need line of sight. He's just like, I'll just take desolators and I'll just overwatch my opponent every time they move. You know what I mean? It's like boom, 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 boom. Use all your CP. But
Well, so there's a couple things we got to keep in mind. One, we don't know how we're going to gain CP.
well, they said that we're going to get. That's the thing is we don't know. We know that we're going to get 1 CP in our command phase, but we don't know if we can get them any other way. You know what I mean? Like right now, there's so many random nonsense ways to get CP. You know, like from secondaries, from relics, from warlord traits. Yeah, it's true. He goes straight that 3 times fast. He goes, he can barely say 3 things slowly.
You're not wrong there, Mike. You're not wrong.
I mean, screw you guys.
I'm going home.
I'm trying to have. I have a. What I want is. I think I hold a couple titles right now. I think I'm the tallest. I definitely have the most strokes and heart surgeries. So.
Are you proud of that accomplishment? I don't know if that's something to be proud of.
Dude, why can't I be proud of that? I'm still first.
Closest to death, Brad Chester. Congratulations.
What? Exactly. Mike's like, I'm the shortest. You are tall as shit. I remember after you said that, I started trying to roll through my drunken memories, and I was like, oh yeah, I did say that.
Brad is not actually the shortest in 40K. We found somebody else on Moo Crew who is shorter than Brad.
But a dude?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Not yet, at least. I'm going to find someone who's shorter than you and start inviting them onto the team.
I don't know any guys that are shorter than me in 40K.
I mean, top tier tournament gamers do have the tendency to be like giants, like 6'2", 6'3" for some reason. I'm not sure why. And then there's Brad.
I haven't seen that either, KR. I don't know how many CP you start with. I don't know. We haven't talked about list design. How tall am I? I'm 5'6". I am not tall.
Yeah, I don't think you're 5'6". You probably shrank.
Why would I lie about being 5'6"? It's a shitty height.
No. Hear me out. So, like, you're getting old, so your spine is compressing, so you're probably like 5'5" now.
I mean, there is a chance of that, actually. I was told by my doctor that I'm not allowed to do heavy squats anymore because of the fact that my spine's so fucked. And I just spilled shit all over me, so. He asked me if I like to walk. There's no way you're shorter than me. We've stood next to each other. You're like an inch taller than me.
Anywho, so going back to command points. So there's a couple key things that they haven't mentioned. And that one is how many command points you even get. Like, we might start off with 0 and only get them during the course of the game.
That's why I'd like to see
we might start off with 6. We don't know.
I don't know. I'm still. I mean, I got like so many tournaments at night to go to, which is crazy too. So we're talking about both.
And another thing that I was looking at is they haven't talked about like the wound chart. What if the wound chart stays exactly the same as it is now?
It would be stupid because why would you need these huge toughnesses then?
I don't know, but think about it. They haven't really said anything about it yet. We can make the assumption that there's a chart that you have to refer to where if you're toughness 16, that your strength 4 gun won't wound, but we don't know.
Don't steal my inch. Dude, I want to talk about Oath a moment.
All right, let's chat.
I mean, that's true. There is a true story on that. I have had back surgeries too, so God, Jesus Christ, my body's a piece of shit.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you're 5'6". I think you're a little shorter because
I've
your
been
spine is compressed.
maybe. If I shrank, yes, but I've been 5'6" like forever.
All right.
I literally hit my max height. What, like freshman or sophomore year? That's literally when I started lifting. I think is freshman year, because I had started doing martial arts. Because my doctor was like, "Well, this is it," and I was like, "Someone's getting their ass kicked for this." Yeah, exactly. My tank is T18. Okay, I wound on 5s. That's just stupid. If you have a fucking strength 3 gun, you're just not wounding my land raider. That's all I want. I'm sorry, but like, it's just stupid when you have a building and you're like, hey, if I throw poop at it, what happens? Nothing. Then you were a monster. You were 6'8" as a freshman? Or were you just tomahawk dunking people at that point in time? That's not even right. Mike.
Jesus.
Let's talk about...
Are we going to make a Death or Glory football team or basketball team?
We should. We do have a lot of people that used to fight and stuff, too. We could do, like, an MMA team. You yelled at kids in debate. Yeah, you yelled really hard because you were 2 feet taller than them. You're like, here's my argument. I won't kill you if you just be quiet. You're like, all right, looks like Mr. Irvin won the debate. I don't even know what to say to that, Zoobs. You have, instead of acid blood, you have acid poo.
That sounds like a personal problem. Thank you for sharing.
You guys don't know that I'm not hobbying, Lyle. I could be hobbying right now. I have a paint palette somewhere around here.
I want Brad to hobby. How much is it going to take to get you to hobby?
A lot.
Like, really, like $10 in a turkey sandwich for an hour?
I mean, it's just pointless to see. Like, my hands barely work. So, like, that, and I can't see colors. Well.
Yeah, but I want to see, like, build a Space Marine.
Why? Why would you do that to me? You see, you can have shaky hand Brad trying to put together a Space Marine.
Just have a stroke on camera. Look at your hand shaking.
You know, screw this. I'm going back to Oath a moment. You guys telling me that I'm getting shorter than I am. You're like making fun of my non-ability to make models. This is hurtful talk.
I'm not. I'm trying to encourage your hobby skills.
My hobby skills?
Yeah.
I mean, they are at 0 right now, so they could get worse, I guess.
I know. You are the guy who finger painted models for WTC. I want to see you finger paint some models, man.
Exactly. Look, Brad's body doesn't work. Good. You're like, we weren't getting very many subscriptions and likes and everything, but then we just started fucking having a stream where I just fall down on camera. You're like, 2 million views.
You're going to start getting donations for your health. That's all. That's the whole point of this.
We did it a goddamn 1,000 subscribers. Somebody freaking get me 122 people? You are welcome, Tarantine. We were trying to make this a scheduled event, and then things happened.
So moving forward, we have somebody working on our thumbnails. Mr. Kyle, he'll be working on our thumbnails. We just got to get better in team communication. And this is a work in progress. But our goal is to have a calendar put up every week, to have more shorts, to have more content on a weekly basis so we can just hang out, talk 40K, all aspects of 40K in the hobby.
Anything's on the thing, too. Everybody's got to be part of it. That's a big thing. I do need people to start sending me pictures of you gaming, your models and shit like that. I want to start showcasing that shit.
I mean, you guys got to make sure
Discord.
that...
Kyle, I can't check my Discord now. This is crazy talk.
I mean, we have this nice, beautiful screenshot here. Let's see. I don't want to mess this up, so I want to get on camera.
Oh, I did it. Kyle made good stuff.
Put it up on a screen share.
Something to be where I can't. I have multiple screen shares up. I've already got stuff happening. There's too much shit happening. You can't overwhelm an old man.
All right, how do you want it? Facebook?
From where? No.
Where do you want me to send it to?
No. I'm talking the rest of the chat group. I want people to send stuff so we can start showcasing things. This is Space Marine Models OnlyFans? Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about Oath, goddammit. Send them to Beware. I mean, you can send them. I should make another email. I actually have 3 emails. They're all my name. You know what? I'll make that the new thing. Send them to bradchester2@gmail.com, and I'll start actually checking that, and then I'll log into it.
Mind you, this email doesn't exist yet, and you have to create it first.
No, it does. I own Bradchester1, Bradchester2, and Bradchester3.
I have so many questions for you right now.
Most of them are because I fucked up and had to make a new email because I got frustrated. But we won't talk about that.
I have so many questions.
Is there a hobby thread in Discord? No, seriously, is there?
On the Death or Glory hobby stream?
Yeah. Where is it?
I don't know. Let's check.
I'm going there right now. Where is it?
I know there's a Moo Crew one, but
Death or Glory.
There is a hobby general
Where?
Discord.
I'm
So
looking,
if you go to the main Death or Glory page on Discord.
Ooh, Hobby General. Put them in the Hobby General. There's almost no... Oh, there's a couple pictures in here. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, but not everyone is a part of our Discord, Brad. So we have to make sure there's an alternative way for people to get on there.
This is true. Centurions will get rerolls again. If you want to do... here's what I want everybody to do with that. If you are part of Discord and you want me to showcase one of your models on one of the streams, it'll probably be Thursdays or Wednesdays. Tag me and I will see it, because I am the world's worst person on chats. I don't look that often.
Or tag me.
Yes.
Because Brad is literally the worst person on chats and never responds.
I mean, you're not wrong. I was told that messaging me was like mailing me a letter, so...
That is a very accurate analogy. I actually like that.
Why isn't there a link to the Discord in these streams? Good question. Because I don't know how to do it.
All right.
I think that G-Man's going to be able to be taken, but I think he's going to be like he was before. I don't even know, to be honest with you, because he doesn't say any other rules besides just he can reroll Marines. Why are you not in the DOG Discord? Brandon, make that happen. How do I make a link?
Tell you what, I will make a link and I will share it on YouTube.
Yay!
Invite.
Okay, you guys want to talk about Oath now?
All right, talk about Oath. Bomb.
I've got like 3 different pages to cover. We literally haven't got to Oath.
Good thing we have all the time in the world. All right.
Oh, there it is. We already have a link to it. Fucking the Playmaker fucking making shit happen. Oh, that's sweet.
And it was faster than me. Damn.
No, but this model's sweet. I'm saving it. And I'm going to pop it up on the screen in a minute.
Perfect. All right. Oath of Moments.
Oath of Moments. Hold on. Putting this picture up. I'm not going to do it like this from now on, but I'm going to do it. Pick new. Where did I save it to? Good question. I put it in downloads. No. I put it in pictures. Possibly. This is what you get when the Tech Master Brad shows up. I don't know where I put it.
I'm proud of you.
I immediately lost it. I have no idea where I downloaded it to, and
It's probably in downloads or your desktop.
let's look. Nope, that was yesterday. It's not. It's gone. I killed it. Hold on, I'll download it again. You know what? I'm going to talk about it. You know what? I'm now on a mission. I'm going to find this picture again. Hold on, everyone. I totally got this. I've got it. I'm going to get it. Downloads. Oh, no, there it is. Why does it not show it? All right, I'm working on it. I've got this, I swear. All right. I'm browsing a file. Should be in downloads, but it's not. Should be downloads. What the hell?
What type? How did you save the file, right?
I don't know. That doesn't even mean anything to me. What do you mean, how did I save it?
Did you save it as a website link? Did you save it as a JPEG? Did you save it as a
Did I
PNG file? Did you save it as a Word
did I
document?
eat
don't
it in a house? Did I eat it with a mouse? Huh. All right, guys. I'm going to try this one more time.
This is why you should send stuff to me. Just tag Stillfrosty Gaming.
All right, hold on. I got this. Oh, I'm going to do it. Copy, I save image. I'm going to save image. Save image. It didn't pop up when I did stuff, though. Because it saved it as a, I don't know, a Kung Fu Master or something. I don't know what happened. Saving it to downloads. In downloads, what do we have? Don't worry, everyone. These are professionals working here. I've been completely defeated by trying to download this picture from Discord.
Do you need me to help you out, Brad? Do you got this?
I don't understand what happened. I just want to talk about Oath, and I don't want to talk about anything else anymore. I've been hurt by pictures and technology too many times, and I don't know where to go or what happened. I don't even know where I am right now. I'm not even drinking on this stream, so like that's a real problem.
Maybe that's the reason why you're having such a hard time, is because you're not drinking on the stream.
Yeah, probably. Hold on. I think I got this now. Guys, hold on, everyone. Hold on. Hold the phone. Wait
So for
it.
everyone who's asking why we're not publishing this, it's because we have so many bugs to work out.
What are you talking about? I am
like teaching Brad how to...
I'm on point. Bam!
Is it up finally?
I mean, it will be in a minute, except for I made it like 7 billion times as big as the screen. I'm fixing it. Hold on. Holy shit, this is going to work out.
I believe in you. You got this.
Ah, victory is mine. I'm just going to let that sink in for just a minute because I got the picture. I love that. He goes, how has our viewership grown during this situation? Exactly. Now you guys are just waiting for me to fall down steps all day. See? And now we got a picture.
All right, so what is this, a Baby Yoda garage?
Also, Brit's in California right now. I should just be getting fucking shithouse drunk at house.
Why aren't you in California right now?
What's that?
Why aren't you in California?
She's doing stuff with her friends. We're doing things. Oh,
Is
shit
she,
moment.
Is she moving out there?
I hope not.
Did she pack a lot of luggage?
Maybe. Who knows? Oh, all right. Hey, man, you can pick something in your command phase, and you can reroll hits and wounds. That's pretty strong.
So it's one target, right?
Yeah. But it's like every command phase. So, like, you can just choose a unit to have everybody have. It's you model from your army. It's not like an aura. It's not anything. You basically go, those dudes right there, they're fucked. Boom. I mean, that's strong. Like, crazy strong.
It depends on the target. Right? So, like, if you're against Imperial Knights, then yeah, absolutely. But if you're against, like, 5 Eldar Rangers, like,
Yeah,
who cares?
but it's still good. That's what I'm saying. But it's not like it's Seal. You know what I mean? Where you had to choose something pre-game. This is literally every turn. I mean,
And I think Bobby G allows you to do it twice.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. What my thing is that, excuse me, what, like, Doom's one of the most powerful spells in all of Eldar. You know what I mean? I can do this for free. Hey, what's my casting dice? I just decided. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. That's a huge ability, dude. I mean, it's crazy on that.
So it's on the command phase?
Yeah.
Can you move Baby Yoda so we can all read the rule?
I did.
Oh, it's just delayed. Okay.
And I've also had it up here the whole time. We were supposed to talk about this 20 minutes ago. I got distracted.
Make it seem like I'm staring at the screen and paying attention.
Thanks for stopping by, Corey. Okay, I'm getting my chi together. I'm trying to explain why full rerolls are ridiculously powerful.
So I guess my question is, I agree that full rerolls are ridiculously powerful. Are we at a point where we really haven't seen any rerolls to hit? Do you think that they're taking that away in order to make the game less deadly?
Possibly, but makes it super deadly. KRLS is a point. It works in any phase.
Like, but it's just one unit.
Dude, again, that is so huge. Let me show you an Eldar list that doesn't have Doom. That's not Ynnari. It's none of them. It's such a big deal. It's huge to be able to reroll all hits. You have Chapter Master rerolls and full rerolls to wound. That's bonkers town that you get to do that to a unit every single turn. If I can just literally state, hey, this dies each turn, that's a huge deal.
I agree.
Especially with armies that have a lot of volume. Aw, I don't even get great content. That hurts. But that rule is just nuts itself. I think and that's everybody. That's Adeptus Astartes army rule. So that's a big deal. So you just go, hey, this is dead. I do agree that this could make... We haven't seen a lot of tank killer weapons, but like if you can just like straight up go, hey man, I'm rerolling everything against this tank every turn, that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. You get to kill 5 units a game without any consequences, basically. You don't have to see it. You just fucking choose a unit. You know what I mean? The unit could be underneath a piece of terrain trying to hide. You're like, nah, I ain't going out like that.
Not today, bro. So, all right. Let's think about this seriously for a minute. Do we think Space Marines are still going to have the quantity of shots required to make this work?
Yes. Let's go to Marines. You know, we're going to Marines. Nope, that's Tyranids. Because they've got some.
If you remember back in 7th edition when they had all the weapons that had 2 barrels, like it was just the same amount of shots as the normal gun, but you get to reroll hits.
True.
Now it appears that Twin Link is reroll wounds.
Yeah, but if I'm playing Marines and I have multiple options, so if I'm picking Bobby G, we'll go down to him in a second. So if I'm playing Bobby G and I can do this twice, I'm just going to bring whatever the hell guns I can that just have a shit ton of dice. Because if I can reroll everything, I don't give a shit.
I agree.
Yeah, that's true. Zoobs makes a good point on that. If you're Bobby G cycling, you can get the rerolls on Overwatch. So like you're like, hey, I peeked my face out. Kaboom! You're dead, bro. That's a big deal. Also, what do you think about the combat doctrines? Because I think Devastator Doctrine is meh, and then Tactical and Assault Doctrine are pretty boss mode.
So Devastator Doctrine is the one that allows you to advance and shoot?
Advance and shoot, which I don't really care about.
I think that's actually a pretty big deal, Brad.
You think it's going to...
Yeah, think about Dark Angel's bike army.
Things that are super fast. You know what? I take that back. That's big for some people, but like I was thinking to myself, like just running with infantry and shit. But like, I guess if you're like bikes and speeders and shit like that,
that's a big fucking deal.
That's a big deal. But like the other two, it is a big deal on that. Yes, I'll give you that. So they're all pretty good. I mean, just being able to shoot and charge if you fell back is huge in Tactical Doctrine, and then Assault Doctrine just for the rest of the game, basically, or just for one time in the game for a full turn, you can just advance and charge. That's a big deal. I do like that a lot, that you can only choose these once. That's huge. That you can't just abuse a doctrine. It's a tactical decision. Yeah,
well, I mean, we don't know yet if there's a way to repeat it. We don't know if there's a character who allows you to.
Sure, but let's just take it at face value and say that that's a good idea. You know what I mean? When you have strong buffs, but you can only use them once, and then you have to decide, that makes it feel that you have agency over the game. You know what I mean? So like it feels that your generalship is literally giving you stuff.
Well, this is so. Can you scroll up on that, Brad? I just want to see how it's worded. Like, do you choose it in any command phase, or is it like you have to use Devastator Doctrine
At the
first?
start of your command phase, you can select one of the combat doctrines. Just you can use them in any order once a game.
So that's pretty cool. So, like, let's say I'm playing Blood Angels, right? And I want my entire army to advance and charge, and maybe there's a relic or something that allows me to, move additional inches. We don't know yet, but it's a possibility. That would be pretty good. Like, you could get most of your army in combat turn one potentially. Like, not being forced into Devastator, then Tactical, then Assault, and being able to choose at any time. You could build your army and give more customization based on that doctrine pool.
100%. But the thing is also you just don't get to stay in it and just abuse it. So you can make, if you can only use these once, you can make them powerful. You know what I mean? Because you have to make decisions as opposed to just going, derp, I can always do this. So that's a big deal on that. You know what I mean? Let's talk about this Land Raider Spotlight.
Land Raider Spotlight.
Pew pew!
Are we going back to Night Fight?
I mean, it does have a 2-up save with toughness 12. I mean, this would be almost as cool as a repulsor, which is just better.
So how many Land Raiders do you think Games Workshop has sold since they've shown that?
I mean, I don't know if they've sold a bunch of Land Raiders, but they probably have people taking their Land Raiders out of the closet and blowing the dust off them.
I might actually paint a Land Raider over this. I will say that. That's the. I'm not going to go buy one, but I'll paint mine. It's been sitting unpainted for 6 years now. Actually, no longer than that. When was 5th edition? 10 years ago?
More.
That long ago.
Yeah, the impulsors are just better. But the Land Raider does have the assault ramp, and it does move 10. So you can literally move, get the eyes out, and have them assault, which is a big deal. So that's like a lot of movement.
Does that fly? Or do we not know?
It doesn't have fly. It's a Land Raider, bro. It only has fly if it gets blown up and starts flipping. Penetrating 5, that's when it gets fly.
I thought you meant Impulsor, not Land Raider.
Oh, I'm just still looking at the Land Raider.
Okay, so if we're talking about Land Raider, what kind of things are we thinking about putting in there? Obviously, we don't know what those combat units look like, except for aggressors.
Well, you can put any. The thing is that you can put anything in. You know what I'm going to put in? If I put in a Land Raider, I'm going to put a billion woofing in it. It's just a huge deal. Like it has capacity of 12. It can take 12 Adeptus Astartes infantry models. Each jump pack, Woofing, Gravis, or Terminator takes up 2 spots. Every Centurion takes up 3 spots. So, like, I mean, these are legit now that you can just jam whoever you want in there.
I agree. I'm glad they fixed the issue where you couldn't have a character attached to a unit and ride on a Land Raider. Because if you remember, for the longest time, you couldn't do it with the 10-man squad.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd love to have a full unit of Woofing just showing up. Hammer time, bitches. Also,
so what do you think the capacity of the Crusader is going to be?
I don't know. The Crusader was always the better one because it also had more room.
So I think right now it's 16, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see Centurions popping out of one of these bad boys like a clown car. Huzzah! Sword Brothers and a Land Raider, the captain does seem good.
I want an Outrider squad to pop out like Batman. I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, they do have weapon skill 4, which is kind of funny. If you get beat up by a Land Raider, that would be like.
Oh, and it's strength 8 too, and you have like 4 attacks, I believe, right?
You have 6 attacks.
Even better.
Strength 8, no AP. I like that their las cannons are now Godhammer las cannons. Strength 12, AP 3, damage D6 plus 1 because, I don't know, reasons.
What's the strength of the Dreadnought one that just got announced? Is it like strength 6?
Look, man, I've got my pages open. If you want another page, you can go to hell. You bring that page up yourself, sir.
That requires me to click on my mouse, and I'm just not comfortable with that right now.
I also like the fact that they have a degrading profile, but they only have one degrading profile. So it doesn't degrade until you have only 1 to 5 wounds left. which is kind of cool. So that's good. This does have a lot of stuff on it. I would like to see Land Raiders again. They are kind of iconic, you know what I mean? Like Terminators just popping out of Land Raiders is old school. Hell is a 9-hour drive, Brad. I mean, what? That is true. Those last cannons will have oath. You'll be rolling some shit. Dude, we're gonna go to Bobby G here.
Let's go to Bobby G.
Because then after that, we're gonna talk about Tyranids in a bit. Because like their shit is crazy. Bobby G is now a boss. Whew. I mean, one, the fact that they just went, hey man, take your 14 attacks.
So I was chatting with one of my buddies about Space Marines today, and he has the 2 close combat profiles. Do you think he'll be able to swing with both, or do you think he'll be able to swing with just the one?
Nah, you choose one.
See, that would be my assumption too, but that leads to more questions.
He's got a sweet profile of that. That's been said in forever. So, but like, this dude, literally, whew, he's a G. He's definitely a G.
I like how his invulnerable save and stand back up roll got flip-flopped. So he's actually less durable now.
AOS to swing both, that's why that comes up. I mean, that is a big thing on that, man. I didn't even think about that. But like, one, rerolling Battle Shock tests is a big deal because Battle Shock tests look like they're going to be a pain in the ass. I mean, the fact that he's the master of battle and you can use double Oath of Moment is pretty bonkers town. The fact that like you're literally choosing 2 units a turn to reroll all hits and all wounds. Dude, think about this when you're playing something. How often are you even picking up more than 2 units? That, and I'm talking about not just chaff, you know what I mean?
That's 2 big units?
Yeah. That's like literally your main kills every turn in the first place. Like
what?
How you're most of the time you're not killing more than 2 things. This is
reliably, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about, you know, a unit of Nurglings or something. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like 2 real units. Toughness 1,000,000. So, and literally, yeah, changing your objective control to 0 on those Battle Shock tests is gigantic. You can give your opponent just like absolutely no objectives. So like, but the thing is that this dude giving full rerolls to 2 units, I think, unless he's like wildly overcosted, I think that he's an auto. You know what I mean? And also it was a good, because I don't remember who asked it in the beginning, like, is he working everything? You know, does Bobby G work in Ultramarines, but does he work against all Marines? Because his faction is just Oath of Moment, which is all Marines.
It sure appears that way.
Yeah, like his keywords are not Ultramarines. He's monster character, epic hero, Imperium, Primarch, Reboot, Killamon. So, but like, and the thing is that he's such a buffer that I don't see myself. He's got a bunch of other shit he can do, but I'm probably just going to choose full rerolls on another unit. That's just so strong. I mean, it's just nuts bag. True, you can just shoot him here within 12 inches, 100%. But this is of course assuming we're going to see if he has any sort of bodyguard shit and everything else. You know what I mean?
I would hope so.
Because like he's got Ultramarines bodyguard. While this model is with 3 each of 1 or more friendly adepties to start as infantry units, the model has the lone operator ability. So you can just put people between him and everything else. But the dude's a motherfucker. He'll buff the shit out of your army. So he will put the beats on folk. This faction is Ultramarines? Where? Am I just missing this? Oh, never mind. He's got faction keywords. Ultramarines. Fucking, I can't read. You know, the bottom right, the white fucking text on the black background. Yeah, I had a hard time pointing that out because I have a tiny brain. Well, he's not joining any units for sure, but because he's got the thing, but he can't be targeted unless people are right on top of him. Which is still so funny because he's infantry, but he's monster and Abaddon's infantry, shaking and baking.
Well, the lion's a monster now too, isn't he?
Lion's a monster.
Yeah.
All the primaries that have come out have been monsters. I mean, obviously the demons are monsters because they're fucking monsters. Yeah, but... Heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, 12 attacks, strength 6, no AP, damage 1. That's a big deal, man. Like, especially if you're rerolling everything, and it's got devastating wounds. If you guys remember, this literally does mortal wounds.
I'm really curious about the assault cannons, because basic assault cannons have devastating wounds.
Yeah,
too.
but like, this is literally, think about it. You got Bobby G, you're playing your Ultramarines, you slam down the onslaught Gatling cannon, you take 12 shots that are rerolling everything, and you're just going to reroll everything because 6s are doing mortals. You know what I mean? That's nuts. Yep. I mean, literally nuts. And you can do that to 2 different targets. So I'm saying you take a bunch of weapons like this, and you're like, Bobby G says we hate these 2 things, and then you just roll dice until you're out of time, barely, because you just reroll everything. And he just they just mortal out whatever they shoot at. Yeah, exactly. Less lethality, drop AP 1 and replace it with mortal wounds. And the mortal wounds are nuts. They haven't said that there's going to be a cap on it either. So, like, I would literally just reroll everything and just get max mortal wounds. So, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? Because the mortals are just going through. Bobby G and the Razorback Farm, yeah. I mean, it's serious because you've got you look at stuff like this Heavy Laser Destroyer. Yes, it's nasty. Strength 16, AP 4, D6 plus 4, but like, I get more consistent damage out of this Strength 6 gun with no AP.
Yep.
Because I'm just getting more mortal wounds. I'm making more saves. I can take on anything because I have full rerolls. It's straight better. I would literally just have more heavy onslaught Gatling cannons every time before I would shoot a Heavy Laser Destroyer.
I mean, if the meta is maximizing quantity of shots in order to force saves, like it has been in previous editions, then yeah, like I would 100% take a bunch of Gatling cannons and assault cannons and even just regular bolters before I would take a Reaper, especially if 6s wound everything.
That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, and the thing is that if I'm strength 6 and 6s wound everything and I'm getting mortals and 6s, why would I ever just not take this? It just makes no sense to me. Exactly. 3 Redemptors is saying you're going to do at least 12 mortars a turn. Plus the saves.
Well, that's just the heavy. They also have the regular onslaught Gatling cannon, which probably also may have devastating wounds.
Right.
Because a regular assault cannon,
Well,
so you're doing 20 shots.
I'm just saying if I've got full rerolls and I don't have to be in anybody's range, you know what I mean? That's the biggest thing, is I don't have to be in an aura. I can be anywhere on the board. You know what I mean? So I pop out, barely see, shoot something, get full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound. That's nuts. Again, I'm literally only usually killing 2 things a turn in the first place. Besides random chaff. You know, you're killing 2 real targets a turn most of the time. So this is just nuts. I mean, literally nuts. His ability is just crazy time. So let's talk about the stratagem. Only in death does duty end. Win. I love that it's got a win, a target, and a fact. I actually like this quite a bit. The fact that they just like go, hey man, this is exactly how this fucking thing works. Fight phase. Just after any unit is selected its targets, one adept is started its unit from your army that was selected as the target of one or more of the attacking unit attacks. Because I love to have win, a target, effect. Each type of model is destroyed. It's just fight on death.
Which is pretty solid. Like,
no, it's
once
super
again,
solid.
We don't know how many command points we're going to start off with, but being able to give any unit the Space Marine book fight on death instead of just a random character, that's pretty strong. Like Centurions Wolfen already had it. I wonder if they're going to lose it now because of this rule. But like Blade Guard, Terminators, Vanguard veterans.
And it's big on that. And again, he can make a stratagem 0, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I mean, that's hardcore. I mean, it's a fight of death. They've always had it, you know what I mean? But we'll see how many people can actually use it, because it's a Gladius Task Force Epic Deed stratagem. So that's pretty big. We've got the Leviathan box. You know what? We're going to Tyranids. The Great Devourer.
So while you're pulling up Tyranids, what army do you think they're going to release next? Or they're going to show off? Do you think it's going to be more Tyranids? Do you think they may like hint at Tau or Orcs? What do you think?
I don't know because I don't know, to be honest with you, because I was surprised that they went Tyranids, Marines. The Tyranids are actually super stealth, like right up on top of people below, by the way, because they've been like literally right by Terra for a while now. Tomorrow's the CSM? CSM, how about that? Yeah, exactly. If there's only an
Whoa,
army.
whoa, Justin, you can't tell me that. That requires reading. I didn't do that.
I mean, this is terrifying, by the way, as someone that rolls like shit. So their army-wide rule is they take battle shock tests on 3d6 instead of 2d6 if they're within synap range. Shadows on the Warp is buck wild. If your army is Tyranids once per battle in either player's command phase, if one or more units from your army with this ability are on the battlefield, you can unleash the Shadow of the Warp. When you do, each enemy unit on the battlefield must take a battlefield shock test. Holy shit, man. like it's in your opponent's command phase, and they haven't said everything that happens with battle shock, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you could ruin your opponent's turn. Just ruin it.
It's like, oh, you thought you had this objective? Oh, you failed that test? Nope.
Yeah, I mean, you're about to score the objectives, and you just go, "Hey, you failed the test. You're not that. You might not be able to move. You might be able to." It's just that's a bonkers town ability. Now, it's not going to feel great against certain armies. I'm assuming custodes have, like leadership 2 that they have to roll over on 2d6. But like, man, even Marines have 6s and 7s and shit like that. That's still. Yeah, that's the thing is I'm not excited about it. It's kind of like when we used to have the psychic power, terror, and shit like that, where you'd fail a couple tests and just lose the game because all your shit just ran off the board. Yeah, it's crazy. 30% fail rate, and that's with no modifiers. I'm assuming there's going to be a decent amount of modifiers. There's more modifiers just in this page right now. So like you can get people just pretty fucked on their battlefield, their battle shock tests. Yeah, and army wise, just buck wild. I mean,
I know last week when we were talking, we thought it'd be Chaos Knights doing it. Now Tyranids, which are arguably a way more popular army than Chaos Knights, doing it.
It's also coming out in the main box.
Yep, that's going to be everywhere. So we just need to see what the mechanic actually does because we don't know.
Dude, on a side note, that Leviathan box has a fuck ton of models in it.
It does. You got it pulled up?
I do not.
So I will say, when I saw that Lieutenant Wakabi flavor, I was excited. I'm like, oh man, this dude is breathing character. He has Tyranid armor plate like on his shoulder pad. I'm like, that's badass. I can't wait to see the rest of the army. And then he's like the only one with any sort of Tyranid trophy. And that makes me a little sad.
By the way, KR, screw you. He's like, I'm great with this battlefield shock as the custodes player here. He's just like, yeah, cool. Battle shock test. I got to roll a 2 on 7d6. So, unit spotlight, the Tyranids. I actually think these guys are going to be gross. They've got core, scouts, synapse, and they reroll 1s to wound. And if you're on an objective, they reroll all wounds. That's pretty bad.
That's pretty good.
Yep. And I like it because it looks like they're going to be fairly fragile. They got a 5-up save. Yeah, I mean, and they have it.
They have 2 wounds out, Brad. Did you see that?
Yep. That's a big deal on that because they got that 8-inch move, but they got that scout move. You know what I mean? So, whew.
So I mean, they may reliably get a first turn charge, maybe. Like we don't know the current deployment zones.
Sure, but like these guys are running in. They've got 4 attacks apiece, AP2. You know what I mean? With strength 4, but the reroll and everything. They're also weapon skill 2, hitting on 2s, man. I mean, that's badass. These guys are tough. You know what I mean? So I like, we'll see on the cost, but like they also have synapse, which is a big deal. You know what I mean? They're not just
Mhm.
independent operators like they've been before. So I like this. Swarm Lord finally looks like he's going to be a badass, by the way.
Interestingly enough, he has less attacks than he used to.
Yeah, but he has more just abilities.
Yeah. Thank God slingshotting is gone though. I did not like that at all.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, your gods move 44 inches this turn? That's great.
that was nonsense. Yes. So I mean, the fact that he just gives you a CP seems pretty fucking strong too. Especially if we're going to be in a world where we're only normally getting one CP on your command phase. He does have 10 wounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's probably gonna be able to join Hive Guard or the Tyrant Guard.
Yeah, well, he's monster character epic hero. So I'm assuming that's again assuming because it's been that way forever that he can join Tyrant Guard. But he also has a 9-inch synapse range, which is really nice because it ups at 3 inches. And
I
then
mean, he's also gonna roll wounds too.
he also just is. I mean, it's only once per battle, but he can straight up make one of your opponent's stratagems cost +1, which is a big deal if we don't have a ton of CP. So, but I think he's a little bit more of a buffer. I don't know why they freaking gave us the weapon spotlight of rupture cannon. Eh,
I mean, it technically does less damage now than it used to before.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you're like weapon spotlight, this cannon. You're like, meh, it's worse. I mean, it does have a gaudy strength 18 on it, but like it's 2 shots, 2d6 damage. That's so random. You know what I mean? I'd rather have it.
Like D6 +4, like it used to be.
Yeah, you just want that consistency of damage.
So I think what they're doing is they're trying to just show off, oh man, strength 18, that's so good. But I still am under the impression that anything can wound anything in this game.
I mean, it's average 7 damage, but like the thing is I want that consistent. That's why like things like Dark Lances and shit like that are so good right now because it's 3+D3. You get that consistent. You know you're going to kill something 100%. Like if I turn in the Terminator save fails to save, dead. You know what I mean? You know that what you're going to get. So it's going to be you're going to have these swing turns where you're going to roll 12 damage on a Marine and then you're going to roll 2 damage on that tank and you're just going to be pissed. Like fuck this gun.
I hope so, Corey. I mean, that would make sense, but once again, we don't know. Like,
Yeah, 100% on this, both Gory and Zoobs and that. We, until they show us how we wound, it's going to be a difference. Because, like, I have to think that we're going to have it be like it used to be, where you can't wound something that's double or triple or whatever if you're of your the toughness over your strength. Otherwise, I just don't know why they're bothering making toughness 12 and 15 and everything else because it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? So you're still just at sixes. So I don't know.
and maybe it's something where, like, if you're strength 4, you can wound toughness 14, but you need a 6 followed up by a 6.
I don't know. I mean, like fantasy had that where you had to roll a 6 and then something else on top of it. Because it's not. The thing about Warhammer Fest is I was told that they were running Combat Patrol, which literally has simplified rules. So I was a little bummed at that. I don't know how exact that was, but like those the Combat Patrol has simplified rules.
Well, they only had 2 units each. So they had the Dreadnought and the Flamer Squad, whatever the Flamer Squad's called. And then the Tyranid player had the Gaunts, the basic Gaunts, and the Carnifex.
The Endless Multitude rule is a big deal because you can for 1 CP you can get D3+3 destroyed models back. I mean that's
On 2 units. Yeah.
on 2 units. I mean that's legit.
I mean, if you're not quite on an objective, depending on how it's worded with, placing and coherency, you can steal objectives. You can block off movement. You can extend your charge range.
It's in the command phase. You can literally just take an objective. I get 6 guys back, depending on how they rule getting reinforcements back. because we devastation of Baal. I love the fact that they put the things that you should get from the Black Library are all just Tyranids getting their asses kicked. You're like, hey man, because they're all written from the Marine perspective. Yeah, that's badass, man. Timing on scoring, 100%. We've got a lot of stuff. You know what? I'm going back to.
So Matt's saying here that Warhammer Fest folks said the wound chart is unchanged.
Yeah, that's what I was saying though. But they were still playing Combat Patrol, so I don't know if it's. I want to look at the Invasion Fleet detachment rules. Yeah, exactly. You basically put just a little. You do like you do now, and you put a couple guys in the objective. Somebody shoots you, then you just trail them right back out to the objective because they didn't finish you off.
Yep.
I am really worried about the fact that I don't know if you're going to have enough agency of your generalmanship to win armies right now, because it feels like with a billion things to roll, full rerolls to hit wound, making people take checks everywhere on the board, feels like we're going to be very dicey on the game. So yeah, I am a bit worried about that. So that's a big deal on that. I mean, like, also, I was looking at it and I thought, I've been saying for a while that they were releasing tons of vehicle stuff, but then like when I was really pouring through the last things that came out in the last couple days, and lethal hits and all that are a big deal because like your hyper adaptations are just nuts. Like each time a Tyranid model with this hyper adaptation makes an attack that targets an enemy monster or vehicle, that attack has the lethal hits ability. It's just mortals. You know what I mean? That's crazy because you could just volume things out with mortal wounds. Full rears to hit and wound is a bad mechanic, 1,000%. Like it used to be such a huge deal if you had any reels. But like right now it's also so big because here's my thing about full hit rerolls to hit and wound. I didn't even like auras. Now they basically went, fuck auras. Let's make it fully ridiculous. You can't even fuck it up. You can be anywhere and you just choose two things and just go, cool, I'm rerolling everything on them. So you don't even have to maintain a bubble. You don't have to worry about your spacing. You're just like, derp to derp, I'm rerolling everything. And if we can do all these lethal hits on stuff, that means, again, I'm just going to take Marines and I'm going to take every weapon that has lethal hits and I'm just going to full reroll and pick up anything that's not a 6.
So Justin's saying lethal hits is auto wound.
Oh, the lethal hits is auto wound. Sorry, what's
devastating wound?
Devastating wound. Sorry. They're two different rules. My bad. But I'm going to take anything that has devastating wounds and I'm going to reroll everything. So that's a big deal. So, I mean, I feel like I can just take a list right now and just literally go, who has the most shots? Boom, I'm taking that. Most shots for points. Most shots for points. Most shots for points because we're getting index hammer in the beginning. You know what I mean? I'm just going to take whatever lets me shoot the most amount of times with devastating hits, not lethal hits. But that does make me think that the auto wound, I mean, that's a big deal against stuff. If I have volume, I still might take a hyper aggression if I'm taking Tyranids. It seems like way better. I mean, that's just badass.
Oh, or you could just take Centurions with 120 shots per turn. Maybe if they have that many. I actually think they're decreasing the amount of shot space means they're going to get. I don't think it's going to be nearly as shooting 8th and 9th.
We just showed multiple guns that have 12 plus shots, man. Are you high on crack cocaine? Heavy 12 was just a thing we saw. Bobby G swinging 14. People are bringing the shit. Devastating wounds is 6 to wound. Yeah, gotcha. I was putting two things together, unfortunately, because sometimes I can't read. Super crack cocaine. But these are pretty badass. Armor Contempt is, It's a stratagem. But like it's only a stratagem, you know what I mean? So it's not just all the time. However, Artificer armor seems legit. It's just Indominus armor right now. 2 up, 5 up.
So, do you think generic characters are going not to be like as cool as they used to be? So, like for a hot minute, there was like Hero Hammer, where like if you had a bunch of Spaceful characters, you could customize them all. They all had unique war gear and relics. Do you think that's going away?
Sorry, I got confused. I got distracted by Lyle telling me I gotta keep asking people, "Are you smoking Johnny Five?" I love everything about that. I hope not, because I really do like customizable characters. This is why 4th edition is one of my favorite editions, because you could just do so much customizing of what you brought. But yeah, the name, Justin, I think that you're probably right on that. He says generics will be unit buffers, named will be Hero Hammer. Probably, at least in the start, for sure. I do want to see what the new rules for the Lion are going to be. If Bobby G's,
they're probably similar to what he has now.
I can't imagine he has literally, because
look at Vashtor. Look at how his rules are written.
Vashtor,
and they seem very similar to what Bobby G has.
Vashtor is hot trash.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying it's the same exact thing. Like, oh man, you can only use one of these abilities a turn. Well, now Bobby G's in the same boat. So I bet you Vashtor is very similar to how he's going to be next edition.
Possibly on that. If Vashtor would have good rules if he couldn't be targeted, so he's still kind of weak for his points. In 9th edition, he's bad. In 10th edition, he might be good. Yeah, I love that. As long as GW has a consistent design philosophy throughout the edition, we'll be fine. So, chat, we're probably screwed. You're probably not wrong.
Remember that time that you were right?
I mean, I'm very psyched to see what kind of bullshit I can put together right away.
So I still think Eldar is going to be top tier. I haven't seen anything Eldar wise really. I think it's going to be top tier.
I don't know why you say that. In 8th edition,
because they've had such a long history of Eldar being very good for their points. They trade up very well.
They were so trashed here at the beginning. In Index Hammer, Eldar were hot trash.
And that's a possibility again. We don't know. But if we look back at history, we have a higher probability of them not being hot trash than being hot trash.
Ooh, let's talk about, you know what? I don't even know how long we're going today. Whatever, I'm still talking.
Let's do it.
Would you rather have, as Matt was talking, he goes, I'm happy my codexes are not in the initial launch. Would you rather have your codexes come out early so you can dominate people, because the early codexes are so powerful because no one else has any of their toys, but then they get left behind because the codex creep, it just is a thing. They sell models. You know what I mean? So would you rather have an early 6 months of devastation and then just hop and or be sad? Or would you rather wait and have devastation towards the middle or the end?
So me personally, as someone who generally only plays Space Marines, having the first codex kind of stinks because
but
after that 6 months they're dead.
Yeah, but they're gonna fix them again. They did it 5 times now. I mean, Marines will probably get multiple updates as opposed to everybody else who just goes, hey man, did you get an early codex? Cough, cough, Necrons. I heard your rules are bad. Go fuck yourself. Like, but Marines got this. You're like, are you a Marine boy?
What?
So, I have all the armies to
Put
stay
up
fresh.
a poll, Brad.
You know what? Screw it. Poll coming in. Start a poll.
But I can also say it the other way too. Like, let's say you get a codex at the very end of this edition, or not even get a codex this edition, because that's completely possible too. Like, how sad would you be? Like, poor Imperial Guard players.
I just said, would you like your codex early? So basically say, you want it early or you want it late?
That is a terrible
I
question.
totally got that. What would you like it said?
Multiple options other than yes, no. When do you want your codex? First round, second round,
Look,
third round?
man, it's a two-parter right now. Do you want it early or do you want it later? I don't want... Yeah, I want my codex 7.3 months into the edition.
Perfect. That is the best time. I would like my codex before the pandemic comes out.
You know who got so fucked in all of I don't even know if it's 8th or 9th edition, I can't even remember now, but when Death Watch had their codex released mid-pandemic, like, no one got to play with it.
That was such an interesting time.
Oh, Jesus. I want mine right before Cherokee. I can see that. Exactly. You can barely use tech. Don't overcomplicate it. Yeah, all you got was a goddamn yes or no, and you'll be happy with it. You'll accept that.
All right, Brian. So we're 2 armies in. We've only seen previews for 2 armies. Which army do you think is going to be the best one out the gate? Because we're going to have a solid 3 months of Index Hammer.
I actually think Marines are Tyranids because of the fact that they're going to be coming out with the first codexes, and they're looks like they're going to be the storyline. So I think that Marines will probably be the beat stick, easier to play with all those rerolls, and I think that Tyranids with Screamer Killers and Synapse, you know what I mean, Shadows in the Warp, I think you're going to have like total bullshit shenanigans that Tyranid players can pull off. They're going to have like some whack ass turns where you can't do anything. And Black Templars, because I'll be piloting them. Exactly.
It's going to be real bad when you fail every single battle shock test.
Yeah, I'm going to do that multiple times. I'm just assuming that I'm going to play Tyranids, I'm going to be winning the game, and then I'm going to fail all of them, and all of my guys will die. Their heads will all explode scanner style.
I mean, that happened to me against Chaos Knights when I'm like 3 inches away, failed my test, and failed the charge. You know,
bold move, Cotton. Bold move. Sometimes you got to have things happen, man. So, like, how far are you with these Marines, by the way? We should probably get an update before we leave.
All right. Well, all the arms are on, all shoulder pads are on. So right now, I'm cutting the skulls to go on each bolter.
When do you have to have these done by?
Whenever I feel like. 10th edition.
Yeah, you know that. Yes, Gambit can fuck off. By the way, I really do not like that mechanic.
Gambit is not going to happen at tournaments.
Yeah.
The same reason why the cards that currently exist have never seen a tournament.
It is 50. Please like and subscribe, everyone. I really, if we could get it over 1,000, it helps immensely because we could do a lot more things. It also puts us better on the analytics. So please tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your next door neighbor, go over to his house and punch him in the face and go, how are you not watching Death or Glory, you bum? She's like, I don't know who you are.
So what we need is 1,000 likes, or 1,000 subscribers, so Brad can get the platform shoes that he has always wanted.
Yes. I want to be tall, everyone. And also, I'd like our videos to be seen more. And that happens literally at 1,000 because we can also do super chats and everything else. So, like, it helps immensely in the ability for us to get equipment and anything else.
Because it would allow us to get that, for us to stream games. When 10th edition comes out, we can play every single army. We can get better quality equipment, so Brad looks taller.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. With Kara goes, you need to add eating. Those channels of food have like 1 million followers, dude. The sheer amount of people that have like a zillion people watching them do nothing, it blows my mind. I am clearly not the target audience for so much stuff because I don't even realize the internet exists half the time.
You know, Brad, when the Thursday Hobby Talk came out, you guys were drinking every Thursday, and that has subsequently stopped.
Well, I don't usually have alcohol at the house because of Brit. And then Brian got a timeout because he got Shit house wasted. Exactly. Making a ham sandwich with bread is tomorrow's stream. Dude, I'll just eat and hang out. I will talk a ton with my mouth full, apparently, because I still have to say things.
As someone who's wearing headphones listening to this, I don't want to hear that. You're a monster. I hope you feel bad.
Well, you're welcome, because I always feel bad. So there we go. Zoom, I'm making everybody sick for a second, so I want to just put up the Great Devourer in the middle. But I don't know. I'm juiced up. It is pretty gross. ASMR eating stream. That does sound disgusting. All of the bad, none of the good.
All right. So can we get a acknowledgement of that website or email that they should send pictures to if they want to feature it on these streams?
Or we want to put them on the Discord. We're going to get in the Discord, put stuff in, tag probably Brandon, and I'm going to start putting them up. I'm going to do it Thursday. I want to do like community hobby focus every Thursday is one of the things I want to do.
All right. So I just posted the Discord link. You'll just copy and paste that, and it should be valid for 7 days.
Mac and cheese story for 60 minutes.
That sounds awful. You do realize, Nate, that mac and cheese is going to be so cold and miserable at the end of that 60 minutes.
No, you put it on a warmer, bro. That's what keeps it delicious and squishy. So
actually, you know what? While we're here, we're in no rush. Let's talk ATC, Brad.
E or A?
ATC.
American Team Championships, 10th edition.
All right. So we know they're playing 10th. We know that everyone's going to be picking Space Marines up just because everyone owns Space Marines. But what do you think a good ideal team is with the zero information we have so far? What are your predictions?
What are my predictions for... Whoops.
For ATC team building and just tournaments in general, that first or 2 weeks right after.
I think it's going to be hard for you not to bring anything that has a codex. You know what I mean? So, like, if we have the Tyranid and the Marine Codex right then you just bring them for sure.
They're not coming out till September. We're going to have a good 3 months, and they come out in fall, according to GW.
I still think you bring Tyranids because of the fact that, I mean, I'll be terrified of it. Like, think about armies with semi-shitty leadership, you know what I mean? Like, even if they have better stat lines than you have to just worry about those couple turns of just shit going down. I thought about buying the cow. I haven't got an answer yet. That's bullshit.
Hey, did you get that cow costume in?
I gotta look at that. I haven't looked at my mail today. It should have been in actually yesterday.
You're failing us.
I already bought it. They've taken money away from me, so it's on its way, or at least I've paid for it.
So you think Tyranids are one of the needed armies?
Tyranids and Marines. I mean, we've already seen the fact that they have like double full rerolls to hit and wound. That's just nuts. Like, I can't see them not being good, especially in blah, blah, blah. I can't even talk. Index Hammer, we don't even have a bunch of other special rules. It's just, I cannot see a world where they're not good.
I do think this ATC, just based on the last couple of ATCs, it's going to be about spamming whatever unit's the most effective and that people actually have. So, like, if we get I'll just pull back 8th edition memories, but if Storm Ravens turn out to be the most amazing unit, you're going to have, teams with 6 Storm Ravens on it.
Well, they still got us the rule of 3. It still exists. And then it's 6 for a troop. So you can't just auto put a billion of anything. So it's not going to be 8th edition, which is good because the Index Hammer of 8th edition was phenomenally a shit show of awful armies. I mean, it was just a dumpster fire. Game mechanics were good. Game design for our armies was a shit show.
Like, hey, I have 10 Tau commanders. What are you going to do about it?
So fucking stupid. Tau commanders and drones. That's all you took. And it's just fucking so dumb. But, like, So we can't do that. But you are just going to take whatever, you know what I mean? I'm just going to look for whoever has a heavy army that gives me deadly hits or lethal hits or whatever makes mortals. Whatever one of those does mortals. If I have full rerolls to hit and wound, I'm just going to spam things that do mortal wounds because it just means that I take out hordes and I can take out tanks and hard targets because I can just go, hey, there's 50 mortals, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? That's a big deal on that. So I can't see myself not doing that with the Marines. With Tyrannids, you can literally run, it looks like you're going to be able to run some big boys and shit, but like you can just spam out. You run a couple of units of Gene Stealers, hide them, and then just zoom out and make them take 1 billion checks and just steal all their objectives and just give them a 0. Oh, Jesus. I can't. Yanari with the freaking bird spam and then Brims the beginning was such bullshit. One of my favorite games ever was still ETC with birds against Brims, and both of them had 400 plus models on the board, and they just stood there and had everyone else fight and didn't engage because they didn't have enough time to roll out that many trash attacks. That's a real thing. They were 1.5 inches away. They just looked like they ran up and talked to each other. It looked like Braveheart when they ran up and then just went, oh, hey, how's it going?
So who's on your team for ATC this year?
Snigs, Crawley, Rice, Brenton? Maybe? I don't remember. Because we changed.
I thought Crawley's on his own team.
No, Crawley's not on my ATC team. That's true. Then
Is it Tom?
It's Tom. Tom's not showing up to KC. That's right. I keep getting confused.
So you have a pretty solid team with a pretty deep model collection. Because I think the advantage for ATC this year is how big is that model collection people got. Because you know if something is like really good, it's going to sell.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like the top teams are always just going to find, like, I'm just going to beg, borrow, and steal whatever I need to show up. Just in case. But that's a big thing on that is that you have to be, like, if you're trying to prepare right now, you got to go with factions that you like. You can't really lean in and hope that they're going to be good. It's just, unless you have a lot of everything, then you're just going to have to figure out, you know what I mean, what's the good thing on that. You probably have any model. I like that. I don't know. I think we're pulling that.
So Atlantic City Open, I don't think they're going to be playing 10th. I don't see why they would be.
What's the date on Atlantic City?
It's the weekend after Kansas City.
It's just June? They can't play 10th then. It's not even out.
It's mid-June.
The man that can completely converted over to chaos. I love that.
You heretic. Garrett, or if you need a team for ATC, I know another 4 people who literally only want to play chaos armies. Yeah, June 16th and 18th. So it's 2 weeks after ACO.
Yeah, it's not officially. They can't even. They legally they can't play it because we won't even have the rules. So, I mean, I'm down for the new stuff because it's going to be just a wild, wild west of what the fuck. So that's a real thing too. It's just when we get a new edition, I just feel bad for the TOs because, man, having to make rulings on shit you just found out is going to be a dumpster fire.
So let's talk about tournaments that are happening in that first week. So we all presume that 10th edition rules are going to be launched on June 24th, which is the last Saturday in June. So that week following, that's July 4th week, I don't know if there's any tournaments happening that weekend, but the weekend following, you have Salt City. There's one going on in North Carolina that Brenton was telling me about and Kyle was telling me about. There's a Lansing tournament that's that same weekend, the 10th and 11th of July.
Yeah, man. Like,
that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks prep time.
Right. That's just crazy talk. I mean, fuck. You're going to have so many illegal lists. And you're going to have so many bad rulings because you're not going to know, man. That's why I'm
Well,
saying I wish they would put out just the base rules and then we get all this faction stuff as we go. Because like you're giving people a chance to get used to the new rules. So I would be way cooler with that.
well, Battle Scrap's not even be updated by then.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're just gonna have just nutbag amounts of bleh, nutbags amounts of whack lists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody's gonna be used to how you used to make a list.
I mean, I think by ATC time frame, like it should be calmed down a little bit.
A little bit, man. But like, dude,
Still gonna be the Wild Wild West.
yeah. GW app is gonna work this time. For real.
It is not. Anyone who believes that, I have a camel in my backyard I'm willing to sell you.
You do? I want a camel.
Well, come on over here, Brad. Come pick it up. Bring a truck.
Will you guys ride it this weekend?
You know, if you're willing to pay.
I just want everybody to know that I'm going to be doing a full PR campaign to get Brandon and Eloise to come this weekend. So I need that to be out there in the world. Maybe I'll do a GoFundMe. I would definitely do a GoFundMe. I should have done a GoFundMe for about 15 other things, but I don't actually know how GoFundMe works. So
You have to have a charitable cause that is worth raising money for, and then you get people to chip in.
that is a lie, because I see all kinds of like things about people GoFunding like random shit.
I mean, there was that one guy who decided to use GoFundMe to pay to go to the WTC.
Yeah. Also, they paid Seeks to play like Imperial Fist or some shit. Like, you can go fund anything. They're like, hey man, you guys want me to eat spaghetti tonight? Go fund. And exactly, I am definitely a charitable cause.
All right, Brad. Well, you figure that out. You figure out a GoFundMe to raise the funds in order to have me come to an event that's this weekend, and I don't even think the funds will be released by this weekend.
I think you'll be fine. It's a magical world, my friend.
It's magical.
It's definitely going to work. It's going to happen. Also, for those people going to MCM, I got to fucking talk to Tom on this, because he literally said they have up on the site right now that we're going to play map 3 on Scouring, and holy God, you will get shot to pieces. Because there is nowhere to hide. Absolutely nowhere to hide if you do that particular deployment.
Even with rotating terrain, there's nowhere to hide.
Well, how do you...
All those objectives are in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it's not even that. You literally touch that wide piece of terrain because the terrain's sideways. Can't wait to win this event with DG. I mean, I'll give you a chance, buddy, but I'm going to the event, so...
Brad doesn't even know what army he's playing yet.
Yeah, I put in an army. I had Tom add me last night.
I'm proud of you. Because this is about, 72 hours advance before you normally do it.
Yeah. Somebody said that like list cutoff was like a week ago, and I was like, really? So, but
only if I have red shoes.
But I even paid for a ticket. I did do that this weekend also. When I went to that RTT, we were at the bar the night before, and I said I would play the first army anybody handed me. And I was greeted at the door, and they just handed me army. What
was your army that you played?
I played Harlequins. It was great.
Are they as bad as everyone keeps saying they are?
No, they're fantastic. They're super fast, and they have all kinds of shenanigans.
How many games did you play?
I played 2. Then Tom had something to do, so we had to drive home.
I mean, that's fair. You did drive like 4 hours to go to that event.
Yeah. We hung out. The class was fun. We had a great time. Anna put on a good deal. Plus, we also ate at the event was at the oldest soda shop in Michigan.
That's pretty cool. How many tables were there?
A lot, actually. Because we used some of the tables in the soda shop, and then Anna has a connected storefronts.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
So,
it's a good partnership to have.
I'm never ready for Zanger only T-Sons list. The goats.
Michael, if you have that list, I will send you Brad's address for you to mail to him.
I can't. Goats are my bane of my existence.
If you have it, I will make sure he plays it.
We had 8 tables. It was nice. It was really cool. They've done up to 9. I can see that. Oh, all right, fellas. Ladies and gents, I'm going to call it a day because I have to actually start working. I guess this is also work, but I mean, this is what I do.
All right, let's show off what I've been doing. So
I'm gonna wrap it up.
trying to see if this can be seen with no problems.
Oh,
All right.
there's problems.
There we go. So what I decided to do is, because these are for my Legion of the Damned army, I wanted to make sure that the bolters have the skull on top with the jawbone underneath, so it looks like they're shooting through. When I am off camera, I'll drill out this barrel hole just so it looks better and it's a little bit cleaner, and just tighten it up. And probably start working on some green stuff tonight just to get them off my project table. So maybe I'll bring them this weekend. Who knows? If Brad can convince me to come.
I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying.
I appreciate it. But Brad, do you have anything to pitch before tomorrow when you're on stream again?
Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, everyone. Please bring some extra people. Bring some new folks in. Give me a couple new subscribers. I really want to hit that 1,000th mark. It does help just a huge amount. So,
who's your special guest tomorrow?
Good question. I have to figure that out. We had a lineup change, so
all right,
it will change.
So what do you guys think you're going to talk about?
I'm going to talk about a lot of things, tell you the truth. I want to talk about how to get... One of the things I want to focus on tomorrow is I want to talk about basically the growing pains to get a new army together going into a new edition when you have possibly so many new models that are going to be good, or just new lines. I mean, obviously Marines have 2 new infantry units coming out. We might have tanks that are decent. Just what can you do to make that happen, especially if you're maybe a slower hobbyer.
Magnets.
They can't afford you, Garrett. You know what? I'm just going to have you come on tomorrow, and then we're just going to talk shit about you the whole time. You're on. That's happening.
All right, so we will be talking shit about Garrett at 7 p.m. tomorrow.
All of the things.
And then you can show off your World Eaters that you're working on. Garrett, are you playing World Eaters?
Oh, yeah, fuck. I forgot. Zoobs is coming on tomorrow. I was thinking about, but Zoobs is in tomorrow. I shouldn't fucking sell him short.
You are a terrible communicator.
Also water is wet. So all of the things.
So it's going to be you, Brian, and Zoobs?
Yeah.
And maybe Garrett.
And we can slam on Garrett. Yeah. We get a quattro. A barbershop quartet. I love everything about it. All right. Do stuff and things, everyone. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bring a friend.
Yes, bring a friend. Thank you for joining. It's been a pleasure as always, and I'm still making progress. My never-ending pile of plastic.